And welcome back to Roommate Rivalry. And now we're going to be talking about the NFL Draft. The big extravaganza has come to an end. Everyone has got some new players on their roster. Some people filled needs. Some people did some questionable moves. We now have a little bit more diversity since Petey and Joe are both Dolphin fans. We got a Cowboy fan in here. This one's for you, Dad. I made sure I got one of you.
That's right.
Let's start it off though with a little bit more of a general topic here. Everyone knew Winston was going one. It wasn't even a question. The real question came at the number 2 pick. Were the Titans trading it? Were they going to take Mariota? Surprised that they kept it. What were your just thoughts on them taking Mariota? Good pick. Your thoughts, and I'll start with you.
I was not a fan at all of the pick. Since they weren't going to trade the pick, I'm not even going to touch that. Mariota's a system player. We all know that. You can't deny that. And he doesn't fit in their system because he doesn't. I mean, the only system Mariota fits in is obviously the Eagles with Chip Kelly. And since they didn't want to trade it, I think they should have just drafted either Leonard Williams, Vic Beasley, or Dante Fowler. Like, start from the defense because obviously defense wins championships. And I don't know, Mariota, honestly, I think it was just a waste. I don't think he's right for that system.
No, I definitely like what you're saying there. I didn't think that it was a good move bringing in Mariota. I just don't feel like they have the security as far as weapons on the outside or protection on the front that he's going to be able to strive. And the matter of fact is the defense isn't great either. You look at all these great NFL teams, they have at least one staple defensive player, and they could have got a franchise defenseman in either Dante Fowler, Vic Beasley, or Leonard Williams, anyone in that number 2 hole. They definitely could have traded back and got multiple studs. I didn't like the move personally for the Titans, and that's not an upset Eagle fan complaining that we don't have Marcus Mariota.
And like he doesn't, it's not like he has like a stud running back either to like take reps away from him. So it's just, I think it's just they're setting him up for failure.
Tom, you have any
I just got
comments?
a quick question for Ant.
Okay.
So, do you think that Mariota will not be successful in the NFL without his that system of offense like Chip Kelly runs? Do you think even if he was a little better team, but because he doesn't have that type of offense, he's not going to be successful? What do you think? Do you think it's just he just needs that?
Truthfully, I think he does need that system because he's known that for 3 years.
Yeah, three full
3 years
seasons.
now. Obviously he's done great. And won the Heisman. Did he only threw 2 picks last year? He did things that like we haven't seen it in a while. And he really doesn't have the great arm strength. He's just not a great thrower. But like he really just needs that system. Honestly, I think.
Here is the one thing I'll say. I do feel that.
Or something like that. I don't really know.
That's the thing. The Titans, it's not like they have some huge winning culture here. There is no way that they can draft a quarterback like Marcus Mariota and say, hey, listen, you better learn this system. This is a winning product here. They can change things around him. They've gone with their franchise guy, and I think that right now, the head coach, offensive coordinator, and Marcus Mariota need to be sitting in that room deciding what's going to work best for them. They can change things around, and that's the one thing that I'll give the Titans the benefit of the doubt about. It's not like the Titans can't change their system around. That's what I'll say. Do you have any comments on the pick?
Yeah, I was a big fan of the pick. I think that Mariota is going to have a better NFL career than Winston. What is so crazy about that? Look at Winston off the field. He's going to get suspended. He's going to get in a lot of trouble, something like that off the field.
No, that's not going to happen.
I can't say. I mean,
yeah, you could have said that about Des Bryant too.
It's true.
But Winston was just one after one after one. I mean, the sexual assault case, the stealing of lobsters.
And what did he do on the field during all these?
No, he played. It's not about that. It's about people like Gordon, the receiver on the Browns, getting suspended for a year.
Okay, he's not bad.
He has to be there. And that's all I'm saying. I mean, even look at a guy, Cowboys fan can attest this. Off the field issues, you end up getting a guy missing 10 games, like Greg Hardy is. It's a cause for concern. I'll say, and that was to me the one thing about Winston that made me like, I don't know. The on the field production is there. The IQ has been praised. And I like Winston. As far as who I would right now pick to have a better career, I would still go Winston. But if those off the field issues come to fruition, the Bucs might have wasted a pick.
Okay. I mean, so if he doesn't, then obviously he's gonna have a better career.
Well, then again, but also depends how much the Titans can keep
build around them,
adjust their system. I think that too is another piece of it. Now let's start going team by team here. Everyone's draft day was busy. All of our teams actually did make interesting moves. So every one of our teams was in the headlines. We'll start with the the hometown New York Giants. First round pick, interesting. Probably didn't get their ideal guy. Second round pick, traded up, got themselves a stud. Third rounder, got themselves a guy with a sweet name. And talk to me about the Giants draft.
For our number 1 pick, we got Eric Flowers, offensive tackle from Miami. At first, I was very upset with it because the Redskins stole our pick, and just because I truthfully wanted Todd Gurley or Danny Shelton. But after researching it and everything, he's not going to be the left tackle like he was in Miami because he just doesn't have the quick feet like you're supposed to have.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll definitely play right tackle for us because he's a powerful run blocker, which we definitely needed because we just didn't have a great run game last year. And then we can move Pugh over to guard, which he is naturally plays, and that's what his best fit is. So I think it was a great. Now I honestly think it's a great pick because he's not gonna be on the left side, which would scare me, but he's gonna be on the right side.
I think that was definitely the best part of getting Flowers is being able to put a more well-rounded offensive line out there by letting Pugh go to the inside.
And he's 6'6", 329.
That's huge. It's a mammoth of a human being.
Our second pick, we got Landon Collins, safety of Alabama. PD's Roll Tide.
You know he's gonna be good.
Not really.
He's gonna be a playmaker,
honest.
haha.
There has actually they've recently said that Alabama D-backs haven't been as good as always advertised as they're.
Yeah, he's gonna be good though.
But no, I'll agree. I think Landon Collins is terrible. Actually, the Eagles did a great job not getting him. Thank you.
We actually traded up again, which is really unorthodox of the Giants to trade up or trade down. We lost Antrell and Stevie Brown for free agency, so obviously this was a big need, and that's definitely why they moved up. He was considered the best safety in the entire draft, and definitely the best inbox defender, which is defending the run, and that's what we definitely need. And I think he's definitely a stud. I especially coming being coached under Nick Saban to come out of Alabama, which is all about defense, and I think it's gonna be great.
Great pick by the Giants, though. The best part about it is Landon Collins can also come down and do a little linebacker work from them.
Yeah, because they said he's actually built like a
great.
linebacker, too.
Yeah, I think that was a great pick. Now, I think the one that you might be most excited about, though, was round 3 selection.
Yeah, Double O. I can't pronounce his name.
I believe I tried to look it up a couple times. His name is Awa. Yeah, I think it's Owagabi Odighizaga. Or something along those lines, and we did a smart move here, Double O.
Yeah, defensive end from UCLA.
He
was it 3? I think what was it? 3 years ago he had hip surgery.
Yeah,
and that's why a lot of people didn't want to draft him. But he's 6'3", 267 pounds. They compare him as a Greek god. We need to get back to our pass rush game. But he's not the best at getting sacks, but in the past year he was tied with his team with the most tackles for a loss, which was 11.5 tackles. And Walsh told me that a lot of people say he reminds them of Justin Tuck, and it's also weird because he was picked 74th overall, which was Double O too.
That I think is crazy. Justin, I've never wanted you to not be here more than right now. I'll be completely honest with you. This is easily the show that you've been the most annoying.
It's the last one. I gotta end it out on a good note.
Just speak.
No, I just think that's really cool that Justin Tuck, Giant great, picked 74th. 10 years later, they get a guy who's comparable to Justin Tuck. They take him at 74th. I just think that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Overall, I'm very happy. At first, I was very upset, but now I'm happy. I think now we have a chance at the NFC East this year.
Now, you guys don't have to comment on the Giants, but if you had any comments, you could throw them in. But if not, we're gonna move on over to NFC East. What? Did you want to go?
Yeah, I wanted to give some of my insight on the Giants.
Oh, go ahead.
Great pick by Landon Collins. Love it. I love it. And you know what's even better about that? You keep him out of the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? So now that secondary is even more atrocious than when it was.
He's not wrong.
So great pick by them. Even if he doesn't pan out, you guys don't have anyone. Doesn't matter.
That's not true. You have no
it's
idea.
still a win.
You have no idea who
still
we
a
drafted.
win.
You have no idea who we drafted.
Eric Rowe.
We have a guy who's going to be playing safety.
Where, from Utah, that guy?
Yeah.
Fifth round.
No, come on.
Fifth and seventh. I think.
You're looking at Alabama Crimson Tide right here. Thank you.
It doesn't mean the guy's not. Okay. I'm not.
Just go.
How many games of Alabama Crimson Tide did you watch, sat down, and said, let me observe Landon Collins? Tell me.
All of them for the past 2 years.
It's about a 0.
for the last 2 years.
All right, let's move on to the Cowboys.
Let's talk some Cowboys football here. Round one, an interesting pick.
Yeah.
Round two, they made a big splash.
Yeah.
Tom, talk to me.
All right, so first pick, Byron Jones, very athletic cornerback from UConn. I expected we were going to take him. I thought we were going to take. People could make the argument that we need a running back and we should have drafted one because McFadden is not. I don't think he's an every down back. The way we pound the ball, with his health, I don't think he's going to stay healthy. But I like Byron Jones. I think we need help in the secondary, definitely. With Morris Claiborne not panning out to what he was supposed to be, and Brandon Carr, getting old and just not playing so well. Today we actually didn't. We decided not to opt and sign Claiborne to extend his contract to another year. So he's a free agent at the end of this year, and so is Carr. So we definitely need some help with the cornerback position. And like they said, this guy's he's not ready for the NFL right now. So he's going to need a year to develop, and that's what I think this year is for, to develop a little bit, because we have a little bit of depth. We have Barry Church that can come in and play cornerback if Claiborne and Carr aren't, playing up to the standard. So we have a little bit of depth there, but I think next year he can step in and be a really good player for us. And then the second round, obviously the big splash, Randy Gregory. Could have been a top 10 pick, they were saying?
Yeah.
5 almost.
Some people have him as the best pass rusher in the entire draft, and a draft that is filled with phenomenal pass
What are you
rushers.
shaking your head at?
Dolphins could have got him.
He's upset with the
there you
Dolphins.
go.
Okay.
So I definitely think that was one of the biggest steals of the draft.
Yeah.
Obviously he has some off the field issues, but the Cowboys, I don't know if they work well with that, but look at Dez Bryant. He fell to us in the first round at in the 20th, in the 20s. Dez Bryant, should have been a top 10 pick, but off the field issues, people have questions. Same with, with Randy, they have questions. But I think it's a steal. The Cowboys definitely need some help there with Hardy being out for 10 games, possibly, and then the other side we have Spencer, but we definitely need another pass rusher, and this guy's a top 10 pick, so I think that was a steal for us.
Now, I'm just curious. I'm not sure if do you know the full story on what happened to Gregory? Like, what were the off-the-field issues? I know it had to do with marijuana. Do you know exactly what it was?
Yeah, I know he during the combine and everything, they do drug tests, and he did fail that drug test. Which, it kind of makes me look at, what is his mindset? The guy, this is the biggest interview of your life, and you're going to go and, do something like this. So that definitely does raise a couple questions, because, what is this guy thinking? The Cowboys did steal him, but for Randy, you lost out on millions of dollars right there, because you wanted to, do some drugs. That doesn't make sense to me.
This is the thing, though, that I was just really confusing to me. And like I said, I don't know everything, but if I'm not mistaken, Gregory had issues with marijuana.
Yeah.
Now, so did Shane Ray, linebacker, SEC Defensive Player of the Year out of Missouri. And he also has turf toe, though, Shane Ray. Somehow, now Shane Ray obviously fell. He's a first-rounder. Now, Gregory, same problem, minus the turf toe, goes 40 picks later.
Yeah.
I don't know if the whole story of Gregory is just the one failed drug test.
And I also think during the combine, all the interviews, I think he showed up late.
Okay,
Showed
so
up late to a lot of showed up late to a lot of the interviews. During the interviews, didn't really pass. The player, the coaches and
inspections.
Yeah.
And things of that
So
nature.
everyone, it was all questions around it. Every single,
Okay.
questions.
Okay, so that does make a little bit more
Yeah.
sense. Kind of him making a mistake and not seeming like he wants to correct it.
Yeah.
I will say the Byron Jones pick is to me, but
Right.
if you guys are saying that you don't need him day one, then it's okay. The Gregory pick, though, I think is a home run, and this is why I think that he 1,000% learned his lesson. If he was sitting at home, I don't know how much he would go home, but he sat there in the green room for 2 days and just hearing name after name after name, and he's under the impression that he's the best defensive player in this draft. Now, when you're in your mind a top 3 player, and you watch 60-some-odd guys go ahead of you, that changes you. And the quote he gave was that me and the Cowboys are going to take over this league. I think that really woke this kid up. And as an Eagle fan, very, very scared for what Gregory might be for these next 10 some-odd years.
Yeah, I'm definitely hoping that it's a wake-up call for him, realizing that I can't be doing this stuff anymore, and, he comes out and can play, because the guy can play. So I'm hoping that, he lives up to the potential and can go out there and make some plays.
Now, does anyone have any more comments on the Cowboys draft, or we're gonna move on over to the Miami Dolphins? The Dolphins. Now, I'll be honest. I know pick 1, I was a big fan of, and I believe it was pick 2, real question mark.
Yeah.
Didn't really get it.
Yeah.
So, Petey, as under control as you can be, give it to me.
All right. I like the first round pick. With this, I think it solidifies that we have one of the best wide receiving trios in the league. Now that we got Kenny Stills, who's 23 years old, I think he's going to be good for us.
Kenny Stills is 23.
Yeah.
Really? I'm not calling you a lie. I thought he was like a veteran.
Nah, he's 23.
Oh wow, that's really
he's
good.
23.
That's really good news for you guys. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
That's breaking news. I thought he was going to retire in 2 years.
Look at that hair.
Nah, he's not. He's actually 23.
Yeah, it's going to be here for quite some time.
But anyway,
Got some gray hair.
I've seen better. Mine. Thank you.
I'm like a 0 or something.
mine. Anyway,
Hair flip.
Yeah. Anyway, go.
second round pick, hated it. Thought it was stupid. Not gonna lie. You just signed one of probably the best defensive tackle in the game, and then you go out and you draft one when you second round pick. What are you thinking? Like, why? The thing I want to know is like, why do you guys think that was a good pick? I don't understand. You know, it even says here that like he has problems. Like this guy has problems like trying and stuff like that.
Yeah,
being
yeah.
like committed. Like, what do you guys see in him that we don't? I don't understand.
Not to cut you off, I'll tell you, I hated that pick for this reason. You didn't even take a sure thing. You took a guy with question marks, and normally when you look at defenses, you want you only need one good guy in the middle of your D line. The edge is more important. If you're gonna take a guy with question marks, just take Gregory.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't get. It would have made almost too much sense.
Do you understand? We don't have a third linebacker. We don't have. I could probably go in there if I do well in training camp. I could probably make a case for starting. Outside linebacker?
Relax, you're $125, okay?
This guy. Listen to this. Jelani Jenkins. All right, he's been playing.
Jelani
a lot.
Dublin.
Shout out, 21. I don't know college.
Time
Jelani Jenkins. You know he was good for us last year, but now we have Koemisi. He's our middle linebacker. He's playing out of position. You can't have that. And now we don't have a third starting linebacker. Why wouldn't you go out and draft Randy Gregory? I don't like. What are you thinking? Like, did it sound too good to you? Like, I don't know. Like, what are you thinking?
Can't disagree with him.
No, I mean
Except for Joe.
Normally, like, you know, in all honesty, you're the easiest person to disagree with. You're normally saying something that just leaves us scratching our heads. You're making all good points here. You know, the rule of the room is I'll stop you when you start lying. I ain't stopping you, kid. You're making all good points.
All right, there's one thing to go out and you don't get Randy Gregory. That's one thing. Dude, go out and get another linebacker then.
Yeah.
Don't go out.
Get a need.
Yeah, don't go out and get. Who's the third? Who is it? Jordan Phillips. I never even heard of this guy. The third round pick, Jamil Douglas. You know, I'm a big fan for it. Like I was telling Walsh before, you shore up that offensive line, your team's going to be good. Whether, you know, that's what the 49ers been doing. You know, they were horrible one year. They started drafting offensive linemen. Now they not good anymore. But they made it 2 consecutive NFC championships. You know, like you just keep drafting offensive linemen.
Dallas Cowboys.
It's gonna work.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't mind that pick. You know, and then we do draft what is it? A defensive back in the 5th round pick, but the second round pick kills me.
Yeah,
Kills me.
I think that was a big mistake on the Dolphins' part.
We could have, with the AFC East being the way it is, you know, with another linebacker in our arsenal, we could have made that leap to contend. I don't think that, like, you know, you look at us now, I think the Jets, who've been just making crazy moves, I think that they're better than us. I think the Bills are better
the worst
than
team.
us. And Tom Brady's going to be Tom Brady. So right now, we're sitting in the fourth.
Yeah.
We're sitting in the 4th
They were
seat.
talking about this Jordan Phillips as a boomer bust guy.
Yeah, I mean, but
I'll say this.
that's
though.
too much of a gamble for me right now. Especially like get a guy you know who's gonna have impact.
In all honesty, Joe's constant telling me that Ryan Tannehill is a god has made me
That's not true.
has made me say Ryan Tannehill is good. I threw the other O in
He
there.
is good. I mean, he's improved every
he's
year.
good,
I mean, you gotta
okay?
give him that.
He's not garbage. He's not trash. He's not a waste of space. Last year he had his best year. I believe he threw for over 4,000 yards. You look at that, core of receivers. Juice last year was a part of that ridiculously good wide receiver class.
Odell Beckham.
Kenny Stills being 23 is absurd, and the fact that he's worked with Drew Brees is really nice. You have Devontae Parker, who's probably going to be your best receiver. I think that's awesome. And then you throw in the mix Greg Jennings, who's, I believe, worked with Brett Favre.
He's a proven receiver.
And
Aaron Rodgers.
Nice veteran.
And, that's a veteran
Aaron Rodgers.
who can really get these guys on the right track. Plus, Jordan Cameron, who 2 years ago, I believe when Gronk was hurt, was the second best receiving tight end, because that was when Jimmy Graham murdered the whole thing and just absolutely, took off. So, the receiving core, I love. And I think that your offense can really put you guys in a great position to win a lot of games. However, the fact that you didn't get another lockdown corner or another, when you had the opportunity to just get a solidified beast on the end, might hurt the Dolphins come the long run.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I just second round. I don't know.
I'll be completely honest. I look at this AFC East, and I'm curious what you guys think on this. And I think undoubtedly the best division in football. Literally every team has the opportunity to finish at the minimum 500. That's how I feel about. I feel like this is just by far and away the best division.
I mean, they all made moves. Every team made big moves in the offseason, and so they're all trying to compete with the Patriots, and I think they definitely can. They got the talent.
You have Tom Brady, you have the best defense in the league,
Jets.
and you have LaShawn McCoy. I mean, that's pretty steady right there.
Yeah,
and it's like annoying. Like you don't do any. Like you go get Sue, get a linebacker. It's just annoying. I'm sick and tired of seeing this team lose.
No, I feel you. For sure. I just think that if they hit the home run, even if they hit a double with that second round pick, the Dolphins
they lost.
Are
it's not good.
It's real good, but the second round pick really hurts me. I'm
saying if this guy pans out half what, I think it's a loss still.
Because the thing is, you still have Sue. It wasn't a need.
Yeah.
The thing is, when it comes to the draft, you can always justify a bust by saying we addressed the need.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't. And I think that was the big mistake here.
I mean,
you probably you could go.
No, go.
You probably could have got this guy in the third round or fourth round or whatever.
It was a reach and a bad pick.
Just typical.
Passed
up an Aaron Rodgers.
Now I'll go up over to the Eagles here. I'll keep it short and sweet. When I originally saw Nelson Aguilar get picked, I was gonna cry. I thought Landon Collins was the lock. I thought I had Brian Dawkins 2.0. Didn't happen. I'm very upset, but apparently Nelson Aguilar is supposed to be our best receiver. We did need a number one.
It's not hard being number one.
But we did need a number one. Apparently he fits the offense well. The book's not. I'm not saying how I feel about it yet. If the kid produces, he produces. If he doesn't, I'm going to be a very upset Eagle fan the entire season. So I'm giving him a chance. But for the rest of the draft, I like what they did. They took Eric Rowe to be the safety because then they went and drafted back-to-back corners in the later rounds. They have a lot of good players and a lot of good pieces here. To me, the Eagles are going to either they're not going to win the NFC East through the draft. I think only Aguilar and Rowe will contribute. The rest of the pieces, I think, are just kind of going to be there. But I think overall it was okay. It's just upsetting that they had the opportunity to have Landon Collins. He's now a Giant. And in all honesty, not that we needed one, but the opportunity to get Randy Gregory out of Steele is there. He's now a Cowboy. It's just a little frustrating that Steele's went to the division. And that's a concern. Even Leonard Williams, a steal. We have to play that. There's just a lot of things that you notice, and a lot of things on the draft is going to be apparent throughout our schedule. And that's just how I feel about the team.
Do you really think Aguilar is a number one receiver though?
I don't know a darn thing about the kid. I'm not going to sit here like some USC expert. All I know is they said he's got great hands, and he was an All-American while at USC. That's what I know. They say he could be the number one, and I think that's more of a credit to our receiving core than him.
And one question: are you happy that you didn't like sell the house for Mariota?
Yes.
As much as he would have been nice, you can't sell the team to get a question mark.
Yeah.
And that's it's different when we're talking about Andrew Luck, a solidified
Thank
Hall of
you.
Famer,
Elite
and
quarterback.
when you're talking about Marcus Mariota, just the ideal system fit. And that's why I think it was good that we didn't sell the lot. We got 5 minutes left here. This is our last episode. I'm just going to run around the table, and that time you have this opportunity. Just kind of something going on in the sports world that either just happened, it's maybe the fight, or something that's going on. You just kind of want to talk about. You can address to someone else if you want. I'm pretty much setting this up here for Rand.
Let me hear it.
I'm giving him the opportunity. You did make a comment.
I'm gonna take it like a man.
There's no point. You're not worth it.
But everyone just something going on in the sports world that you just kind of want to make a comment on as our final thing here. Pete, I know what you want to talk about. So go ahead. Do you know what you want to talk
Yeah, I do. I was doing it for dramatic effect.
about? Okay.
Rangers play tonight.
Go.
Rangers play tonight. Huge game, Game 3 in Washington at the Verizon Center. Thank you. Didn't play too well. Game 1, Ovechkin is the best player in the world. It's going to be hard to stop him, especially at home. But big news on the other side, though. Tampa Bay strike him down. It's being Montreal 2-0. Very, very, very convincing wins they had. 0 for 24 on the power play going into that game. 4 for 10 yesterday. Like, how do you do that?
Huh?
But I mean, they just erupted. That's it. Now it's going back to Tampa Bay. Montreal's down 2-0. We'll see what's gonna happen. Let's go Rangers.
Yeah, Rangers lose 3-1 tonight.
You can't even name 5 Rangers.
They lose 3-1. That's all I'm saying.
Just
all right?
Can't even name 5 Rangers.
3-1.
Let him talk about the end of the year thing he wants to talk about.
Tom, just
No, I just want to say, thank you for letting me be on the show. It's great. I waited all
Not
year for
welcome.
this. Long time coming, I think, but that's just me. Thank you for having me on. It was great. We talk a little sports. Always fun. All right. Thank you, guys.
Tom, dude, I'll let you on my show anytime.
Yeah.
Tom, a pleasure to have you. You spoke a lot more than Petey did. So you did a great job. Thank you for coming on. And
There's a lot of things I could talk about. But I'm gonna talk about Mayweather. There's no point. You're not worth it. It's not like you're Dave or something. You're not worth it. Shout out Dave. You're welcome. I want to talk about the fight on Saturday. People like to say that Mayweather ran.
Just did.
Okay.
don't start, please.
Hi, I'm Mayweather, and I like warm hugs.
It's not funny.
People say he ran, but most people were commenting, like Petey, are ignorant and know nothing about the sport. It's called defense, footwork, and keeping his range from Pacquiao. He was on the ropes in the corner a good portion of the fight. People who know Mayweather know he's not gonna be a knockout guy like he used to be. He'll beat you with his mind, and he's 10 steps ahead of you, and that's how he wins. He plays defense perfection, and then he counter strikes. That's his game plan as of late. And in order to beat Mayweather, you have to throw more punches than him, land over 30%, and hurt him with the power punches. He threw more punches than Pacquiao, and he landed 34%. Pacquiao landed only 19%, which is pathetic for the number 2 boxer in the whole world. And Pacquiao, whenever he got a nice strike in, he didn't go after it, and he looked like he was a loser. He's a sore loser. Said he won, and now we finally know Mayweather is the best, and Pacquiao is terrible and trash.
Okay. Now I'm gonna close this thing off. Before I get to a sport, I'm just gonna my personal best memory from not you, Tom. It's your first time, but from the three of you, as if Joe was here. Personal favorite for Ant was saying that the only reason Pacquiao's big is because the Philippines has nothing else to cheer for.
Philippians.
My personal favorite for Petey was me asking him if he had a question for Ryden and shaking his head, just no, I just don't have anything. And then I just loved listening to Joe try and tell us that Andrew Luck is not an elite quarterback. I've never seen him be more wrong, and he still to this day thinks he's right. Phenomenal on his part. For me, I just want to say congratulations to Steph Curry. the MVP. Congratulations to the Clippers dethroning the Spurs. We now have we're gonna have a new champion here. I advise everyone though to just enjoy the world of sports right now. Saturday was packed. We have NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, the MLB.
Let's go American Foul.
The MLB has been awesome. I just want to thank everyone so much who's tuned into the show, watched the stuff on YouTube, watched it live. Tom, thank you for joining. Pete, Ant did a great job.
Thanks.
Joe, phenomenal job. I just thank you guys so much for being a part of the show.
No
We'll
problem.
be back next year. Roommate Rivalry. We'll see you guys soon.
Let's go.
Eagles.